see what we're dealing with here. E4, alright, we'll try the Kraukon. He's actually playing into it. That's terrifying. This is the first real person I've played against who plays into the Kraukon. Okay. So he's doing the advanced variation. Where we get the E4, or E5. So generally what we do here is we do C5 then. Okay. He brings his knight out. So we will also bring our knight out. If he takes, that's fine. We are under no obligation to take that piece. Brings out his own knight. He's got the queen coverage, obviously. So now we think about, okay, what do we want to do with our bishop? In this instance, we can just go in on the knight. Take pressure off of that center area. And he gets us back the same way. That's fine. So if we take, his queen or pawn will take. And then once they do that, we can do pawn takes. Bishop takes check, his queen will be out. Yeah, let's do this. Let's just see what happens. We're fine. I'm expecting queen takes. Yep. Alright. So now we do pawn takes. I think in this instance the smartest thing for him to do would probably be queen takes pawn. Does knight takes pawn instead. Alright, that's fine. So we got a little bit of danger here right now, but we're not too concerned about it. We can do pawn up. That's not a big deal. I think we'll do pawn up. Let's do that. Hey Mac, how you doing? I'm doing Maxenta. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Hope you're having a chill Wednesday. Now this could obviously go somewhat bad for us. Okay, he backs his knight up. No doubt looking for some fun angles in his future. At this point, we probably want to start getting some pieces out so we can get our king out of there. We could do knight over. I think that would be fine. Because where's his knight going to go, right? His knight could end up going to the G file here. We're not too concerned about his knight at this exact moment. So I think we'll just pop our own knight over. Now that stops some ugly trades here. Hey, Gabby. I see you hate life. I'm sorry to hear that. Hope things work out for you. Alright, let's try to set up our own castling here. Obviously, if he sends his knight to the G file, that'll hurt us a little bit. But, you know, that's a trade we'll take. Obviously, we're signaling bishop up. This pawn has been hanging for a while. And we'd like to take it. in one of a dozen ways, but first we got to get our king out of here. It's been brought to my attention by my own mind that I've missed a hanging bishop here. I could have done queen here for like half an hour. Need to pay attention to that. Looks like he's bringing out his own bishop as well. Which, you know, we're fine with. So we could aggressively move our queen here. It's not the end of the world if we do that. Maybe get his bishop out. But, I mean, obviously his bishop can just go back. So we'll move our bishop up. That's fine. Rook over. Alright. So now we castle, and that rook isn't a threat. So depending what he does, we do, I think we do bishop up. Maybe we do knight. I don't know. If we do the knight, that'll actually force a response out of him, right? If we do knight over. Okay, that's interesting. So if we do knight over, I mean this pawn is free, right? It's just a question of what are we taking it with. We take it with the bishop. We're threatening the knight, but not really. We take it with the knight. We're threatening the queen, so he'll have to move his queen. And obviously, we want him to move his queen, get him a little off center, and he can trade if he wants. You know, that's the world we're living in here. So let's do this. Really upset that I missed this queen pin. I never really... It's so rare that I have my... Oops. Oh, alright. Hanging pawn, fair enough. But now, theoretically, his white squared bishop's hanging, right? I mean, I suppose he could do a trade sequence here, right? We could move our rook over. He could send his bishop down. But I think we're fine with that exchange. So we'll do rook over. I'd almost expect this bishop to come down now. But I think that's worse for him. If he takes another pawn, you know, whatever, we get the bishop. Moves the queen back. Alright. I mean, obviously, we don't want to trade a rook for a bishop, but gets the queen off our back for a minute. So where are we going now? What are we doing? Looks as though at the moment we're looking at possible fork opportunities. Knight goes here, pawn takes, queen takes, check. Not great for us. So is there any way to get pressure on this square? We could step our queen over. Stepping the queen over would not necessarily be the worst thing in the world. Does drop this knight, though. We don't want to do that. Maybe we just move this knight now. Maybe go here. Let's do that. Dropping the rook, obviously. But, you know, it's the first game. We're tired. Do we care? Not really. Now he's thinking we did something smart, which we didn't. But, you know, one of these days I'll be awake. So, he'll take the rook. We'll take back. He'll take the pawn. He'll completely miss that the rook is... I mean, the rook is still hanging, obviously, right? Rook's hanging either way. So what do we do now? Yeah, I mean, the rook's just straight up in a bad spot, and we can't really move it. We can find some way to move the queen over. I think we actually do want to target this pawn because there is that weakness there. Could also move the knight somewhere. I think we just slide the queen over. Do we slide the queen over? If we slide the queen over, we are offering a trade there. Hell with it. We already misplayed once, let's keep it going. If he takes the queen trade, we're actually in a good spot. He does not take the queen trade. That's fine. Like I said, we screwed up and we're fine with it. We are accepting our mistakes and we will try to get better from them. That's what this is all about. Yeah, Gabby, it wasn't good. I fully admit it wasn't good. I needed to actually be using my brain as opposed to thinking about the tea I'm drinking and trying to wake up. Okay, bishop moves back. That's interesting. He is up in material on us right now. There were a couple of fun plays we could have done against that bishop. Him targeting this knight is not a huge deal. Is there a reason why he doesn't like this knight? So now, what do we do? Well, let's try maybe using our queen a little bit here. We could go queen here. But that doesn't do too much because now he's guarding that space. That white squared bishop's really putting a lot of work for him. Maybe we just trade it. We are down a rook, but we get the white squared bishop off the board and we can do a few more things with our lives here. Let's just do that. Get this game over with. See what he takes with. I'd say he probably should take with the pawn. Okay, he doesn't take with the pawn. That's interesting. I know I have 2 minutes left. Thank you, Mac. We're probably not winning this game anyway. So I'm going to do queen here. This will force his rook back. More than likely. I mean, he could also do some other fun stuff, but I'm guessing the rook's going to go back. If the rook doesn't go back, we just win. So, you know. I mean, I suppose his other rook could move over. That wouldn't be the worst thing in the world for him either. So he's got 2 moves. Yeah, so he does that one. So, of course, now the question is, what do we do? Pushing pawn forward, knight just takes. Rook up, queen just takes the pawn. I feel like we could be doing something with this knight. Maybe we do... Now, if we do pawn up, then the queen's forked. Right? We'll leave the queen there for right now. Maybe even move it up a square here. Just do that. But yeah, it was nice to see someone actually playing into our opening. Obviously, we screwed up somewhat early on. More than just somewhat. Okay, so he's calling our life bluff here. Hey, look at that. Time's running out. We'll just collapse in, maybe. Actually, no, let's go here. Let's do that. We do have a lot of focus on this pawn right here, which is kind of funny. I'm expecting maybe rook over. Yep. Cool. Let's try bishop up now. You can move the knight there. It's a good spot for it. Queen will have to go back. Yep. Okay. So maybe move our queen down now. Maybe do something here. Free pawn, whatever. I probably should have gone down one more, but knight can take then, so not free. I don't want to lose my queen. Knight takes. It wasn't the best fork in the world, but now he's probably going to have to... Or he does that. Okay, so that was a mistake. Because now I can do... Unless I'm misreading this, now I can do this. Pretty sure he's screwed now. He could move queen down, but that just delays the inevitable. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. I'm pretty sure this is just made. Hey, look at that! Look at that. Okay. Thank you for the follow, Mastena. Oh Lord. That was a game right there. My God. Okay, I wanna go over this. I wanna go over this with you guys here, alright? So uh yeah, the 2 follows. Wow, thank you, Gabby. That's more follows than I was expecting today. Okay. So let's check this out here. They don't like me going to Queen C6. They wanted me to go to Queen B4. But, you know, let's ignore what the computer actually wanted us to do for a minute, okay? So I go Queen C6. This pawn. When you, I don't want to sound like I'm talking down to anybody here, but I want to go through this step by step. Something I've noticed as I play more and more chess is that pawns, where they're positioned, are the most important things that anyone can ever have on the board. Okay? I have won so many games just in the last 2 days by people moving their pawns at the wrong time. Okay? And I mean, the reason why the arrows are showing here is because they wanted me, let's just try to ignore the arrows. They wanted the queen to go here so that we're defending this pawn, right? Anyway, so you need to keep this pawn here because you're defending this square for the knight moving. Or even if you're not defending the square from the knight moving, you push it up once. And the queen can't do anything, right? So I'm not sure what he thought he was doing when he did this. Blocking his rook, I guess, but you could have just moved the rook. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, that was not a great closing move there from him.